Oh, Psalm 3 and verse number 4, David is saying here, I cried aloud to the Lord. I called out to him. I cried out to him, no one else but to him. I cried out aloud to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy hill. When I call to God, when I lift up my voice to God in the heavens, he answered me. He answered me. And he's reflecting upon the situation he's faced. Lord, how many of my foes? Many are coming against me. Many are saying to my soul, there is no salvation for him. But you, O Lord, you are a shield about me. You're my glory and the lifter of my head. And now he says, I cried aloud to the Lord. It's good to call upon God when we are faced with difficulties, with struggles, with problems, when people are coming against us in life. And the Bible says he answered me. He answered me. And he goes on, he says, I lay down and slept. You know, sometimes when you have problems in life, you can't sleep. There's insomnia. You just can't sleep. You're struggling to fall asleep. You fall asleep and you're waking up so many different times in the night. And as soon as you wake up, there's that problem in your mind, in your head, your thoughts just goes right back immediately to that situation. But here he says, you know what? After I cried out to God, I lay down, I slept. Maybe he in the past, he was, previous to this, crying out to God because of the struggles. He was struggling with sleeplessness. But now he says, I lay down and I slept. I woke again, for the Lord sustained me. He was able to rest. He was able to sleep. He's able to get his life back together because he was trusting God. And after he cried out to God and he prayed, now the Lord is sustaining him. And he says, I will not be afraid of many thousands of people who have set themselves against me all around. I am not going to be afraid. I am not going to be afraid. No matter how big this group is, you know, no matter how many are coming, because one with God is a majority. Regardless of how many people are coming against you, God is able to deliver you. God is able to help you. God is able to sustain you. So David is saying, I'm not going to be afraid. Fear is one of the things that the enemy puts into our hearts, into our lives, to drive us away, to put us into shame, to put us into a hiding place, so to speak. We want to hide. But he says, I'm not going to be afraid of many thousands of people who set themselves against me all around. I will not be afraid. So stop being afraid today. Stop giving into fear today, regardless of the situation around you, and put your trust in God. Cry out to him as David did. And then you're able to lie down, sleep, and realize that God is sustaining you. I will not be afraid. I will not be afraid.